Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. Pooja Bhardwaj. Today, I will take you the basic and conceptual knowledge of economics and what is the need of study of economics and what is the scope and limitations of economics. There are several myths and several theories about the studies of economics, but here I will tell you about actual scope and methods of economics, which is concisely described in our unit 1. That is, what is the study of economics? As we all are aware that the economics study is a normative science. We study the economics as a normative science. It is not exactly a positive science because positive science always tells us that what it is. But in the normative science, which we consider economics is a normative science, is a study, is what ought to be or what ought to be the resources, what ought to be the options or alternative uses of things, etc., etc. So we can say this economics is the study of how individual and societies choose to use the scarce resources that nature and previous generations have provided to us. Exactly the same thing, that whatever resources we have which is given by the nature or our forefathers or our previous generations, we have to preserve them and we have to use them very carefully and very limited, because that nature's resources which we received from the nature is very limited. Someday it is in the position of scarcity, and that's why economics is a study of scarcity of resources too. That what is the reason to behind the study of economics? That economics involves the study of societal and global affairs of concerning resource allocation. Every resource has to be allocated up to the appropriate marking. That's why economics is the study of societal and global affairs concerning resource allocation. It helpful to us as voters. Voting decision requires a basic understanding of economics. Money and financial system are an important component of economic system but are not the most fundamental issue in economics. In general scenario, whenever we talk about the economics or economic subject, we considering only money and the all financial activities surrounding in the world or nation or state or any individual. Not involves the so many things. But you cannot say that economic consists only the money or financial related system or components. It includes all the activity which is running by the money or financial system, or you can say this, that money or financial system is the fundamental issue in economics but not the whole of economics. Now the scope of economics. The next slides going be with the scope of economics. Scope of economics, we can define the economics into two parts. First one is microeconomics. Microeconomics has derived from Greek word micros, which means small or tiny, means सबसे छोटा या छोटा, जिसे सूक्ष्म भी बोलते हैं, सूक्ष्म अर्थशास्त्र भी बोलते हैं. Thus, microeconomics is the study of individual unit of economy, such as individual consumer, individual firm, and a small group of individual unit, such as various industries and market. The term microeconomics theory, which studies the behavior of individual economic variable, it aims is to determine the prices of a commodity or factor of production. Means in microeconomics we are studying or we analyzing the individual's income or individual's output. We are working or we do work on the individual's particular specific commodity, price, market, production, etc. While in macroeconomics, we are analyzing a recent development in economics. Instead of giving concentration upon the individual units. Macroeconomics treat the whole economy. It involves the whole economy as a one unit. We can say this that microeconomics is a one grape and a macroeconomics is a bunch of grape, which we consider as a bunch. But a one unit of grape is considered as a one or individual unit of grapes. It deals with the great aggregates and average of the system rather than with the particular. ये एक पूरे सिस्टम का एनालाइज करता है, पूरे सिस्टम्स के फैक्ट्स को एनालाइज करता है. Rather it is considering about the national income, national output or national expenditure, etc. Macroeconomics also involves the employment theories, income theories, theories of price level, theories of growth, distribution theories, etc. Then, what is the methods of economics? Now, methods of economics means we are considering here that two type of science we always find, that normative and positive. Normative science, it is also called policy economics. It analyzes outcomes of economic behavior, evaluate them as good or bad, and may prescribe courses of action. While positive economics, it studies economic behavior without making judgment. It describes what exists and how it works. In spite of this, there are two another main methods of economics which can define the laws and theories of economics, and economics uses the two methods of economics of studies. That first one is deductive methods. Deductive methods describe, and deductive method we go from the journal to particular or journal to specific. This method propounded by the J.S. Mill. In this method we will go to the journal to particular. किसी भी generalized things को लेकर हम एक specifications की तरफ या particular commodity units की side जाते हैं. While in inductive we will go to the particular to journal. It is propounded by the J.K. Mehta. He says that inductive methods we will go to the particular to journal. So both methods are the vice versa of each other. Now, next is theories and models. A theory is a general statement of cause and effects, action and reactions. Theories involves models and models involves variables. It is a chain where the variables create models and models create theories. So you can say like this, that in one theory there can be several models, and one model there can be one or more than one variables involved in it. So in models we can involve several variables. On that variables we are depending our theories, and theories involves all the models and variables. A model is a formal statement of a theory. Models are description of the relationship between two or more variables. As we are all aware that we need to describe the relationship between more than one. We need two variables minimum or more than two variables to decide or to describe the relationship between the two. Next is, in this regard, we can say the variable is a measure that can change from observation to observation using the ceteris paribus or all else equal assumptions. Economics studies the relationship between two variables while the value of other variable are held unchanged. Unchanged means जितना भी हमने आज तक किया है वो हमें जो भी हम थ्योरीज में लेते हैं वो हमारा अनचेंज है. Assumptions का मतलब होता है कि if the conditions will suitable like this, only that time this theories or principle will work accordingly. Next, now what is the economic problem? Economic problem, whenever we are talking about the economic problem, we consider only with the money. केवल पैसे को या फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम को ही हम कंसिडर करते हैं. While in theory, practice or in economic problem, it is entirely different. the major problem of economy here is economize their wants. As we all aware that the human wants are unlimited. As soon as we complete or we fulfill our one want, we demanding for the next one. But the resources of that, but the resources to fulfill that demands or that wants are very limited or in the positions of scarcity. So we can say this most economic problem arises out of the fact that human wants are many but are many, unlimited, while the productive resource available to satisfy them are relatively scarce or limited. Because of the imbalance of wants and means in our life, we have to economize. Economize means we have to economize or minimize our needs, our wants to achieve their goals. Means whatever resources we have or a society have, each and every persons will enjoy that resources. No one, it is not means that resources can only to the focused or centralized to some limited persons. Because of the imbalance of wants and means of life, we have to economize. To economize means to make adjustment in wants and resources in such way that maximum wants are satisfied with the given means. Therefore, the main problem and challenges of an economy is economize the resources of scarcity or resources of economic system. That's why here are only the three things which are related with each other, and only one economic problem arises, the scarcity of resources. In scarcity of resources, resources are limited in relation to their demand and economy cannot produce all what people want. It is the basic reason for existence of economic problem in all economics. इन रिलेटेड दिस स्केर्सिटी कब हो रहा है जब ह्यूमन वांट्स अनलिमिटेड हो रहा है, और जब अनलिमिटेड हो रहा है तो उनका हमें अल्टरनेटिव यूजेस भी ढूंढना पड़ेगा. ह्यूमन वांट्स आर नेवर एंडिंग, that is they can never be fully satisfied. As soon as one want satisfied, another new wants emerge. Wants of the people are unlimited and keep on multiplying and cannot be satisfied due to limited resources. That's why we have to use the or go for the alternative uses. Resources are not only scarce but they can also be put टू वेरियस यूजेस. किसी भी एक रिसोर्स का हम मल्टीपल यूजेस करते हैं. कोई भी रिसोर्स ऐसा नहीं है वो स्पेसिफिकली किसी एक ही विश को या किसी एक ही वांट्स को फुलफिल करने के लिए यूज किया जा रहा है. दैट्स व्हाई विशेस एक है, वांट्स एक है, बट उसके जो रिसोर्सेस है वो मल्टीपल तरीके से यूज किए जा रहे हैं. इट मेक्स चॉइस अमंग रिसोर्सेस आर मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. सो in concluding way, we can say this economic problem relates to human wants which are unlimited but different in importance and utility, and resources are limited and have alternative uses. So by the two things we have to problem of economizing the scale of resources. Now in this problem, we have to face this problem in various way in the both economic, micro as well as macro. In microeconomics, we have to face due to the scarcity of resources, what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, for where to produce, efficiency in utilization of resources, and economic growth, etc. While in macroeconomic problem, we face the two major problems, that is stability and unemployment with inflation's rate growing. So it is all about for today's lectures, and I hope you all understand the basic economic problem and its scope and method of economics. So thank you very much.